The South Dakota chapter of the Alzheimer's Association, based out of Sioux Falls, has been around in South Dakota since the mid-'80s, covering 66 counties in the state, offering support and services at no cost, so no one walks the journey of Alzheimer's or any other dementia alone.
So we do that through a variety of ways. We have a care consultant here in our office who meets with people in person, over Zoom, over the phone, to really help them, again, navigate this journey. Whether they have a question about, how do I talk to dad about stopping driving? How do I decide what kind of care mom needs if she's ready for a nursing home? Even people that go to church with folks that want to be a better friend, they can come and talk to us about any of those issues. If they have any questions, that's what we're here to do.
Facing stigma or being misunderstood is often a concern of people living with brain disorders and their care partners.
I think stigma is a real barrier to people getting the resources they need with this disease. I think part of it is because people don't necessarily understand it. I think when you take a disease like cancer, it's very evident sometimes when people are going through a treatment, and when you're dealing with something with the brain, that's not always so evident. So I think sometimes people have concerns about how they'll be perceived. But I think it is time that we really understand that this is a brain disease just like any other disease that you would get. These folks have, of course, no choice in what hand has been dealt to them, and really help people step out and feel comfortable. Yes, my loved one is living with dementia, but you know what? We are making the best choices and we're living the best life that we can while that person is here.
Morrow says that studies show that South Dakota residents are greatly impacted by this disorder, and that early detection and early conversations with loved ones is key.
You know, South Dakota has an older than average population. And because of that, we have the highest death rate in America to Alzheimer's disease. We have 18,000 people living with Alzheimer's over the age of 65 right now. It doesn't take into account other forms of dementia, and it doesn't take into account the undiagnosed. 26,000 caregivers, friends and family, are providing unpaid care to those folks. And as we know, oftentimes it's the caregiver who takes the brunt of this disease, not just the person living with it.
The nonprofit organization, which is always in need of volunteers and fundraising efforts, is hosting an event this month, along with a continual monthly support gathering.
We're so excited to be in Rapid City to host this community forum and listening session on April 25th from 7 to 8 p.m. at the Minaloosahan Senior Center. This is really an opportunity for people to learn about what the association can offer as far as resources, but even more important, it's a chance to hear from your community, to hear what would benefit you most. So the Memory Cafe meets once a month, also at the Senior Center, and this is really a chance for people to come when they're living with the disease and their loved one. And this is more of a social engagement type event. Of course, they can always get resources there as well, but I think sometimes there's nothing like sitting across the table from someone else who is walking this journey.
Morrow says that new technology and advances in medicine look promising for the future.
One researcher told me last summer, our progress is the trajectory of a hockey stick. That's how quickly things are moving. And so that in itself is, a really great reason to be excited about what's happening, to have hope. There are always clinical trials underway. These new drugs that have been approved by the FDA provide more time. And that is for people in the early stages of the disease. You cannot put a price tag on that kind of time. And so I think this is a time of hope for those that are being diagnosed, that there are more resources than ever available to them, and that, again, they do not have to walk this journey alone.